Friendly reminder to the other plaintiffs' attorneys out there. The game does not begin and end in the courthouse. All right? Every time you interact with opposing counsel, you're playing the game. I just went to a scheduling conference. Opposing counsel was there, and we had a friendly exchange. Nice, cordial. Not all defense counsel are stiffs. Some of them will have a practical conversation with you. It's about 1% of them. But, if you find yourself in one, remember, the game is always being played. Well, we're talking, and he says, let's try to get an early settlement in this one, which I'm always down for. But it's the second part where the gaslighting comes in. He says, because, the injuries in this case aren't serious, so, let's just try to knock it out early. That's the gaslighting. He seems nice. He's being cordial with you. He's telling you settlement, and part of your brain's like, oh, yeah, I like what you're hearing, or I like what I'm hearing. But he's trying to gaslight you. The injuries aren't that serious. Well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know your client like you do. And maybe you don't even know the client well enough to sit there and concede that one way or another, even if you may ultimately agree. But your response in that moment matters. Everything you do with opposing counsel matters. The impression you leave upon them is what they will take into their drafting of a recommendation letter to an insurance adjuster or their client regarding the prospects of the case. They're measuring you up. They're measuring your client up. They're measuring up the evidence, the judge, everything. That's all being accounted for. You sit there, or let's take my example. I sit there and I say, yeah, they're not that serious. But now I've set a certain tone for this case and any settlement prospects. I've damn near conceded, give me less money, right? Give my client less money. You can't do that. And I hate to say, I'm the prime example, but in this situation, I've seen it enough. I know how to respond. When that does happen, something like I encountered today, where you get this subtle dig on your client's case, you say, hey, well, they are serious. Or, John, we're just going to say his name's John. John, I don't know if you've seen all the records, because it might be a little more serious than you might think right now. You don't have to start a fight and litigate it there outside the courthouse, but you cannot let them win that gaslighting battle. You cannot give them what they want to hear. You cannot concede that. The game is always being played, even when the other side is being what seems to be cool and cordial.